Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today we are back from our Savannah adventure. Now, if you gotta look at the previous video, you saw that you saw a little bit of our adventure and our visit to a local cafe in Savannah. There's more to come, but we're gonna spread that goodness out.
Exactly, and just to put that out there, we will be going back.
Yeah, we'll be back in Savannah sometime later in the year. Also, our visit to Savannah also brought up, I don't want to say brought up, but we brought a lot of stuff back home with us that you're going to see over the weeks of the show. Some things we're going to be reviewing, some things we're going to be using in cocktails, things of that nature. The first of those things is this. Now, you've been talking about 10 to 1 rum for a minute now.
It's one of those rums that is advertised when I log into my Facebook.
It pops up. It occasionally pops up and it's like, if you like this, you should buy this. And I was
Same with me.
We'll see. And then I started reading up on it, and if you guys know us, you know that one of the things we like to prioritize when it comes to reviewing stuff is local stuff, which means anything from Atlanta or Georgia in general, and black-owned stuff. And what do you know? This is black-owned.
Yeah.
So we're going to review it. But we had a problem initially. The reason why it took us a month to find this is because we couldn't find it, at least in our local liquor stores. Knowing us now, it's probably everywhere. But we happened to stumble into a liquor store in Savannah, and lo and behold, there it was.
Sitting right there.
Just sitting there casually.
We weren't expecting it. We were just going to get some tequila to do.
Yeah, just some average tequila to
late night drink.
Exactly.
Because our party wanted to drink.
Exactly.
So,
and we stumbled in here and we was like, well, we're going to buy this for us and we'll buy the tequila for them. So, 10 to Rum. Little background. I think the CEO's name is Marcel, I think.
Well, if we got that wrong, we'll put his name right here.
It'll be right there. Even if we got it right, it'll be right there. Black owned. I was reading on his website a bit, and I was actually intrigued with a lot of what he was
by
saying.
the way, his name is Marc Farrell.
Marc Farrell.
Marquesi Farrell.
Okay. So,
I read that on the bottom.
okay. I read it online. But anyway, I was reading on the website a little bit. I was very intrigued by the concept and creation and why he came up with 10 to 1. A couple of things. One, he felt like the idea behind rum was limiting, and that rum was limited to stereotypes and things like that of Caribbean culture and being known as the drink of pirates and things like that, and he wanted to go beyond that.
He's not wrong.
So I also thought it was interesting how he mentions before that like on the front page you can read how this rum represents various cultures that contributed to it.
I know there's Dominican. I know that
Jamaican.
Trinidadian. And then there's a little American in there with the bourbon.
And of course Caribbean. And I thought that was interesting. I thought that was very interesting as well. This without having tasted it so far, this seems like a very concentrated and crafted spirit with the purpose of being the best that it can be.
Now, I know this and their white variant won some awards.
Yeah.
Like
a ton of different awards.
Yeah, this is award winning. So, off the bat, that already tells me that when I sip this, I'm going to be getting a product that is highly qualified.
Yeah, and highly regarded. So, you're the poor man. Let's get into it.
I like to smell it first.
I know.
It smells like rum. And we only saw the dark rum at the store.
Yeah.
We didn't see the light rum, but I mean, regardless, it had the logo, so we had to get it.
I know there's several different flavors in there, including apple. There's several different tastes.
Yeah, they're on this label right here. The smell, you're gonna get cooked fruit and baking spices, esters, banana peel and yellow apple, nut loaf, toffee, citrus oils, and wet grass.
I didn't get wet grass.
At best, I got baking spices and
I got banana. I got apple.
I didn't get apple. I got banana. I kinda got coffee. If I knew what esters were, and maybe I'm just a plebe, I probably would have got that too. And sight, amber hues, moderate viscosity. I mean, it is amber colored. So structure, tobacco, cedar and vanilla, worn leather, moderate acidity, textural, dry and clean finish. In other words, that's what's going in your mouth. You probably should have read that because that's your thing.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna take one of your things in a minute anyway.
It's a heavy shot, but
sound of the 80s. Suddenly you hear it everywhere. It's all beat and all talk. It tells you a story and makes you want to dance. Steve Fox examines an overnight phenomenon, rapping to the beat.
like it's lighter on. If I had a chart of the tongue, I could tell you where I tasted what.
Strong is on the back end.
Yeah, that's where you get the tobacco. Or that cigar feeling on the back end.
Even though it's not rum, it kind of puts me in the mind of Uncle Nearest a little bit.
You got that burn on the very tip of your tongue.
I like it.
This is going to be interesting to mix with. This definitely isn't your rum punch type of rum.
No, it is not. Although you want to go that hard.
It likes to walk the line between. I'm trying to remember what the name of that rum is. Chairman's Reserve. Now, Chairman's Reserve, they specifically market it as you drink this straight with cigarettes, cigars. You drink this straight with cigars, nothing more. Don't even put ice on it. If you do, you ruined it. It walks that line between that and those other dark rums that are specifically for mixing, that are more on the sweeter side. This has that hint of sweetness on there, but you also have that strong, rough taste to it that you get from the Chairman's Reserve.
Lets you know you're alive.
I see what they're going for with this. They want you to mix. They want you to drink this and mix drinks while smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Instead of Chairman's Reserve, or like
It.
where old-fashioned glass need 3 cigars all at the same time.
it's definitely meant to be made with sophisticated cocktails. This is a mixologist's wet dream. So on their website that I visited, because I like going to the website. Pause. Speaking of their website, this is probably the best alcohol website I've seen so far.
It's all beat and all talk.
Clean,
Tells you a story and
to the
makes you
point.
want to dance.
You can tell it was made with sophistication.
Rapping to the beat.
I
Yeah.
really liked it. See how I stole your thing?
Okay.
Steal that back. Well, on their website, they bring up some recipes, and a lot of the recipes for the dark rum are for cocktails that aren't traditionally made with dark rum in mind. For example, they got old fashions, they got Manhattans. Like a lot of that stuff is whiskey based, rums and whiskey based cocktails and everything. And they had some other ones on there too. But I understand why they did it. They wanted to show off the sophistication that this rum brings out. You were talking about before how he didn't want the rum. He was trying to break the stereotypes that rum is associated with. So he used those cocktails in mind to do so. And I think, having not tasted the cocktails but tasted this, I think he's on the money with that. You don't have to worry about the negative reviews on this one. I mean, I'm telegraphing a score I'm going to give it, but let's see what we got here. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. No wonder it's kicking you in the head. Well, do we have a score? I'm going with 9 out of 10. Oh wow. I think I'm also going with 9 out of 10. Probably some of the best rum I've ever had. Very complex. This is definitely something, and I would even argue this is something that this isn't a I'm gonna bust this out on a Tuesday. This is
You
special
drink this
occasion.
for special occasion.
Like you're not trying to trash drink or anything like that. And have $40+ a pop. Yeah, you hold on to this bottle for as long as possible.
Exactly.
Getting wedded, getting married, 10 to rum. You about to be a new daddy, 10 to rum. 10 to 1, I'm sorry. 10 to rum. That should have been your alternative. 10 to rum. The alt name. As a matter of fact, I'll give that away. That's the name of a cocktail. I'll give that away. But some of the other stuff I've seen on their website, which I found interesting because I thought it was a great way of interacting with the alcohol community. Where you can get a personalized cocktail. I think, if I remember correctly, I think there's something where like you can interact with them and they'll make you a personalized cocktail. We may do that on the show. Maybe. Also too, like they have like they're doing virtual mixology courses and things like that. I thought that was very interesting. Like they're really making inroads in the alcohol community and
educating.
And being a source of education and fun. Because younger generations, when they become of age and start drinking, they only see a specific style of drinking. And for anybody that knows what that is, I term it as frat boy drinking, because a lot of people are discovering alcohol in college. So you're not even really getting good stuff all the time. You're just getting something that you can rock out to or whatever, or whatever get you that feeling real fast. It's not until later when you start learning this stuff and develop a level of sophistication. And that's not to say there isn't a freshman in college that's coming out the box like really into alcohol and alcohol culture and the sophistication of drinking and mixology.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
But, you know, where are the resources for that type of thing for that young individual? I feel like, you know, them doing the courses and everything like that, and that's not to say that the liquor industry they're not doing stuff like that. He's just the 10 to Rum guy, 10 to 1 guy. He's just one of several that are contributing educational purposes to the community to try to bring new people in. But, you know, maybe this is just a thing back when I was younger. You know, you didn't really see all of that. The only thing you saw in regards to the drinking culture is the frat boy drinking. But of course, when you're younger and you're starting to discover that stuff, you're not looking for that, for one. Exactly.
And to be fair, you and I grew up in a time where the internet was emerging for us and was in its infancy, so to speak. You know, I hate to telegraph how old we are, but you know, there probably weren't that many websites out there that how can I explain this? Alcohol websites that were doing this, because there probably wasn't a community like that to reach out to.
Exactly.
Not that the alcohol community didn't exist, but connecting with it wasn't as easy back when we were coming of age to explore alcohol. I mean,
But that's with any culture or community.
that's true. But a kid who's 19, 20, 21, I won't say 19. A kid who's 21 who just became old enough to drinking age of 21. So I'm just, you know, being PC about this, but we all know some of y'all was drinking at 15 or whatever. But so a young adult who has become the legal age of 21 nowadays, who can drink, if they're interested in the things that they are drinking, they can easily jump on the internet, learn about 10 to 1, learn about, I don't know, the 1970 thing, different liquors like that.
Exactly.
Go online and learn about everything about them. Back when we were coming up, that wasn't necessarily the case. They were there, but it was those websites were there, but it was more about advertisement and less about education. Although there was education to be found, just not as prominent.
Frequent as it is now.
Exactly.
And I will also add this too, that I feel adds to the, I guess, discovering an educational sense to it. You get to learn who's behind the product.
Exactly.
Like, we know about Mr. Farrell here because he put himself out there as the face for it.
He's front and center.
The young lady that does the 1970, like, she put her story out there about how she wanted to do it herself, and you know, she came out with that product. Now the Copper Horse people, they don't exist anymore,
So there's nothing on them.
but we wouldn't have learned that if we hadn't done a deep dive.
But here's another prime example of that. Within the last 5 years, we are just now hearing about the origins of Jack Daniels. And we wouldn't know that if it wasn't for the fact that Uncle Nearest came out, and we live in a time where you can look up Uncle Nearest, you can figure that stuff out, you can look up the woman who, you know, put this product out, who put Uncle Nearest the whiskey out, and you know everything about Uncle Nearest and the woman who put it out, all of that. I would say back in the years we were coming up, who can say back then that they knew about Uncle Nearest? Nobody. And that's because it's not that the internet hadn't been invented yet.
There were lots of other factors besides
that is true.
Limited internet.
That is true. Like limited knowledge. Like nobody really knew. But with that said and done, we went all the way around the world, and we had a straight up discussion when we probably could have ended it 5 minutes ago.
That's true.
With our 9 out of 10s to 10 to 1. But yeah, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
I can't wait either, because
But yeah, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're notified of all content coming to the channel. Also, check us out on Instagram and check us out on Twitter. Also, this doesn't change. If there is a liquor, spirit, beer, wine, some type of snack or dessert, anything that you feel is underappreciated, few people know about, or is limited by its country of origins, or something that we can't get in this state or country, let us know about it. Hit us up in our DMs. If you can send it to us, we would be happy to receive it. If you can tell us how to get to it, we will oblige. Also, if there's places, we just came back from Savannah. We hit up several bars, a lot of bars, even some recommended to us by people who watch this channel. Some we didn't get to, but that's why we're going back to Savannah.
Exactly.
So we'll be getting to those places. We even found places in Savannah off of whims. Including from our previous video, the Blue Door. Now they don't serve alcohol, but like we said, we're looking for good food too.
Exactly.
And those waffles were banging.
And we need something, to differentiate between, drinking. I like to not drink. I don't get up in the morning and the first thing I bust out is the rum. I like my tea. I like my morning tea.
That
at 1:30 in the afternoon, but I like my morning tea.
I think that is slightly, as the children say nowadays, cap. But
you may have used that wrong, but whatever.
You do break out mimosas, just not every day. But if there is a place, if there's somewhere you think we should go that has, a nice cafe with excellent waffles, or hell, a food truck that you think is awesome, but it's only in your town, only in your neighborhood, and you go to it every day and you think it's amazing. Restaurants, distilleries,
speakeasy.
Exactly.
Like, maybe there's a specific bartender or whatever that, you think we would like to talk to.
Exactly. We want to go on I just thought of this right now, but I'm putting it out here for posterity so that we can remember this. I want to go on a national speakeasy crawl, where we just go around the country looking for the most secretive of speakeasies.
And the best ones too.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a speakeasy because it's garbage, I don't want to hear about it. It's probably not a speakeasy. It's probably about to be closed down. But with that said and done, let us know about it. But that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. And until next time, everybody, peace.
And like and subscribe and all of that stuff to our Facebooks and Twitters and everything.
Yes. We don't have a Facebook, but maybe soon.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
I said all that stuff.
Okay,
already.
All right. Well,
bye.